Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today on the website of 1818 Auctioneers based in the UK, and we're just going to have a look at their latest auction, which is musical instruments and equipment. Now I think we've been on 1818 Auctioneers a long time ago. It's been a while, so we have looked at their website before, and they've just got this small auction. I think there's not very many lots, I think about 78 or so, maybe a little bit less, that's happening on the 17th of December. It's the 13th today, so a few days left to go. So I thought we'd just have a quick look at it really. Buyer's premium is 22.5%. If you go through the website, it might be a bit more if you go through the sale room or something like that. This is a UK based auction, so bear that in mind if you're looking to bid. Import, export fees, shipping, all of that stuff, especially if you are kind of further afield, Europe, rest of the world, etc. Might be CITES restrictions as well. Before we get onto it, just to say, if you do enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, like or comment, because it does help. It's been a bit quiet recently on the channel because it's December, so there aren't that many auctions. Have also been away a little bit, so yeah, let's just get on with it and see what we've got. So we've got a Fender Telecaster, an HH, so the double humbucker, Mexican one in silver metallic, kind of paint job there. Current bid 260, so estimate was 3 to 500, so still to go. A few bits of information here, but we don't need to go too crazy into it. Let's see what we can do. Go on to the next lot. Got an Epiphone Sheraton in natural finish from Korea with a Warwick gig bag. Estimates 3 to 500 on that. Okay. And Gretsch Electromatic Lap Steel in black sparkle, 150 to 200 on that. That's quite cool. Trace Elliott Boxer 30 bass amp there, 40 to 60 on that one. Marshall AS50R acoustic amp, 40 to 60 on that one. Nothing too crazy there. Kentucky F-Star mandolin, I think this is just a budget type one, 2 to 300 on that. Modern violin labelled Gliga Vasil 2010. So it's a modern trade instrument. I think these are probably made in Romania, not 100% sure. 100 to 150 on that. Another one labelled Max Brook, even lower level than the last one. Stenter student viola, so those are made in China, 30 to 50 on that. A Deering Good Time banjo with a Warwick rock bag, 150 to 250 on that. Another Deering banjo here, 4-string. Sorry, not 4-string, 5-string, of course, with the extra one. So 150 to 250 on that. Fender Remco resonator style banjo here, 150 to 250 on that. Ovation classical electro or electro classical guitar there. Let's see the age, from 1986 there, 3 to 500 on that. Craftsman electroacoustic, 100 to 150 on that one. A Hohner resonator, 100 to 150 on that, made in Korea. Vintage resonator acoustic there with F holes. Oh, it's a dobro. That's quite nice. Radio tone, yeah, that's nice. 3 to 500, yeah. 210 current bid. I think that will probably sell quite well. Ooh, an unbranded octave mandolin mandola. This looks like a modern Chinese instrument, I'm always certain. 120 to 180. Richwood mandolin, so another kind of budget mandolin there. Guitar tune-up, nothing too crazy there. Late 19th century or early 20th century Neapolitan mandolin labelled Alfredo Albertini. Pretty standard one there. Vintage Taurus classical guitar, vintage banjo ukulele, Clifford Essex, that might do fairly well, 30 to 50 on that. Vintage banjo ukulele labelled Keach, that also might do fairly well. A 19th or early 20th century violin, unlabelled with bow. This looks like a trade instrument, but a kind of a better level one. Current bid 150, so that'll probably do pretty good. Modern violin, unlabelled. I would suspect that this is probably Chinese, but I could be wrong. 200 to 300 estimate on that. Another modern violin, slightly small, with a JHS label. Looks like a modern kind of probably Chinese instrument. Another one here, Primavera, yep, another smaller size instrument. 19th century violin, also looks like another trade instrument there. Another modern one, similar to the previous ones, and the same again, so we've got a lot of trade instruments it seems. Traditional violin here. Okay, once again, I'm pretty sure this is a modern Chinese violin with a crazy head. And also same again, so we're looking at a lot of kind of either Chinese or Romanian low-end instruments here. And again, this is a Stentor, so definitely this one made in Romania. Okay, interesting. Modern classical guitar labelled Walden, number 610. Another classical labelled Walden. Modern Valencia classical guitar, it's another kind of fairly low end one. Same again there. And another one, so quite a few on that. And another one, so we're carrying on. Some PV monitors or speakers. Layanti monitors here. Microphone stands. Some microphones, so we're moving a little bit away from musical instruments and other kind of tech and things. Carlsbro Rebel twin amplifier. Some guitar transmitter stuff. Vintage lawsuit period and Toria Twincaster electric guitar, similar to Gibson 335. Okay, opening bids of 55, 100 to 150. They're quite quirky, these things. Yamaha acoustic guitar, FG151, pretty good. Gretsch 6120T Brian Seltzer signature in green finish. Well, 1800 to 2200 they want for that. Current bid 1380, so that's doing pretty well. Stag guitar stand there. 2 amplifiers, PV and Samick. Hohner accordion there. A Delicia Junior accordion. Unbranded accordion, so a lot of accordions here. Vintage piano accordion, Settimo Soprani. £18 bid on that so far. It's quite cool to see the current bids. Vintage accordion, Della Porte. That's kind of quite a cool looking one actually, quite like that. And unbranded trombone. Westone Concord 2 electric guitar in non-original vintage case. Fender practice amp there. Keach banjolele. An Aria STG electric guitar. Crafter acoustic guitar. Digital effects, Dodd FX7. 2 harmonicas. Traditional djembe style goblet drum. Okay, interesting. I think I was meant to say drum instead of rum, but you never know. Mini Hohner accordion. It's pretty cool. Selection of small musical instruments and novelties, including flute and penny whistle. Okay, it's a bit interesting collection there. A traditional violin labelled John G. Murdoch. There you go, with bow but no case. So this is a kind of trade violin, kind of late 19th, early 20th century, probably German. Traditional violin labelled Antonio Stradivari. It's one of these lion heads, so another trade workshop kind of violin. Vintage banjo with remains of broadcaster label, mother of pearl fingerboard. It's quite cool. A vintage John Gray banjolele there. Vintage silver nickel trumpet, Con and Elkhart. B&S Challenger silver nickel cornet. I think we're getting towards the end now. An Easter alto saxophone. Boozy and Hawkes clarinet and unbranded oboe. And a Martin Smith acoustic guitar with gig bag. Is there anything else? An early 20th century mahogany case baby grand piano by Steck, having metal overstrung frame. Okay, interesting. Never heard of that brand before, I must be honest. And that is the end of that auction. So there you go. That's the 1818 Auctioneers Musical Instrument Auction. Not really a great deal of things, to be quite honest. Not the most exciting auction I've looked at, but you never know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If there's anything you're interested in, I'll put a link in the description as always. Check it out, see what you think. Until next time, take care and see you later. Bye.